Accion right now, we're trying to focus on one main product and do it really well, execute on that, and then start going into production of some early orders. We are looking at the market opportunity for kind of a small product pivot, so another function on board a satellite that we would have the manufacturing capabilities and sales channels to transition to fairly in a straightforward way. I don't want to say easy because it probably won't be easy. So we're looking at a small product pivot there, but mainly the whole team is focused on get this one product finished and working well and get it into production, and then we'll split off and do a bit more R&D and other product development. One of our strategies as far as kind of road mapping R&D is to look at our core competencies that we've had to build up to make our first product and see where those might apply in other industries. So that might be an interesting approach. We'll have to see. So we've generated some new intellectual property in power electronics and in some electrodes, and both of those might actually have applications in other industries. So that's one way we're considering branching out into R&D. The other is a bit more related to Accion's long-term goals. So making this small product pivot to a related technology, and then eventually the big leap into being a satellite services provider. And so there are a lot of things that need to happen along the way, and that's the very long-term plan. The roadmap for us looks like a year until our release of our first generation of our first product. At that point, probably 2 years of R&D and development for that other type of product I mentioned. And then once those are fielded, so probably 5 years from now, we'll start seriously looking at the case for expanding into a satellite services provider. It's an interesting time though in the industry because there are a ton of new space startups every day. So I think something like in 2005 there were 80 space companies in the world, and last year there were 800. And so I think we're kind of at the crest of the wave in the satellite industry. So we'll soon get to the backside, and we'll kind of see how it shakes out a bit. And then meanwhile, Accion will be getting our foot in the door and making a name for ourselves as a player in the industry, and then we'll go from there. Accion, we designed our product to use the most boring manufacturing techniques we could think of. So we have 3 main components: the power electronics, and those are sent out to a traditional PCB house, and we get them back and assemble them. Our propellant supply system is basically like a Tupperware container. So our propellant allows us to forego the use of any big pressurized tanks or pumps or valves, and so we get to store all of our propellant for any mission in this plastic box, essentially, which really simplifies our design and any sort of reliability concerns over the lifetime. And that we conventionally machine using a mill, and so that was designed intentionally to be able to be sent out to any machine shop in the area. And then our thruster head is made using MEMS techniques, so micro electromechanical systems, the same processes used in the computer processor industry. And so these chips we send out and get back today, finally, in batches of around 200. So our numbers are going up there, and all of these processes are very mature, and I think that's going to be a key differentiator for us as far as costs don't.